Abraham Monk. Jason Genova's got his own clothing line, eh? Baronia Bull. Whoa, look at that freak impressive. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Had to take a couple scoops of Phenibut, otherwise I'm not social enough. Dixie Highway 10. When's the podcast going tonight? Appreciate it, Jake Kelly. Meow Man Gear, I know, I should come up with something. The possibilities are endless. Joe Tribble, how's it going? Tom of Finland, you like that story, huh? Dale's a stocky fella. He looks like a strong guy. I need to get a cameraman up here. I have the camera, but it's just a pain. I need to get a tripod. I'd like to film some training. "2020 Trump." Dale gets too much flack. I hope he wasn't upset over my Larry the Cable Guy comparison. Didn't mean his physique looked like him, just from the neck up. Lenny's best lifts. The bench he did in the video with me, which was over 500. He's good at like neck work, trap work. I don't know numbers offhand. Programs. I've been doing $75 for 6 weeks, $100 for 8 weeks. I've had a couple people ask me about doing phone chats. I said I could do a video consultation on here if you want to do that for a small fee. I spoke with Jay on the phone for the podcast, so I mean, it's whatever. That was the first time I spoke to him in months. I don't hold grudges. Life's too short for that crap. Thanks, Izzy Fit. Crazy Lenny story. I don't know. They just come to me out of the blue. Whenever they do, I'll put them on my little video on Instagram. Cat, Bootsy's sleeping up in her tree. In a little while, as soon as it gets dark, my outdoor kitties will show up and I'll feed them. Best surplus on cycle? I don't know what you mean by that. My last day at GNC, I don't recall the last day. I recall other things that happened there, which I told to Rob Zilla, things that used to go on behind the scenes. Stan Efferding vertical diet. Yeah. It's a lot of steak and rice and... I mean, if you have a lot of food sensitivities... Hello, Misha. Misha's doing very well. She came to visit me. The love of my life. Yeah, the vertical diet is good. Steak, rice, eggs... But I can eat a variety of foods and not have issues. Like he said, avocados give people issues. I think it's a great superfood to implement. I don't know if I'll get down to Florida this year. GNC, yeah, they probably throw expired supplements out. They should donate them. When cutting, I actually worked with Trey Hodge and he had me eating... I was able to eat chicken thighs, not just chicken breast. Lean ground turkey, 85% grass-fed beef, a few eggs, egg whites, protein shakes. So, hello from Canada. Tommy, how's it going? Chinese takeout, good for bulking. Funny thing, when I worked at the GNC that Rob Zilla was at, I had limited choices there in that plaza. So it was either a whole pizza, and this was back when I was over 300 pounds. So I'd get Chinese food takeout. It's a lot of calories. It's not clean if you just don't give a shit. If you want to just put on weight, get strong, you could have it. If you want healthier Chinese, you can get like the steamed chicken and vegetables. Saves the day. You got a good memory. Lenny said that like in 2012, I think. Why should I work at a group home? As what? Like an orderly? Yeah, we had record heat here in South Carolina for Memorial Day. But I'm on the bottom floor, almost below street level, so it stays climate controlled in here. I guess I'm a climate controlled cookie cutter. Proviron is good for cutting and boosting like free test levels, and it affects sex hormone binding globulin, I think, SHGB. So it's good for cutting, Proviron, or as post-cycle therapy. Carbs, fairly low. Less than 200, and I had some refeed days. Early on, he gave me a cheat day once a week, and then later that kind of turned into refeed days where I would double my carbs over the course of a day. Then when I was dropping too much weight, we doubled it 2 days a week. But even then, it might have been 300 grams on those refeed days, so the regular day-to-day was 150 to 200. Yeah, aromatase inhibitors are bad for a lot of things. I think when I got my cholesterol test, that's what wreaked the most havoc was the anti-estrogens and all that. So if you're just doing TRT, you may not even need Arimidex and all that stuff. But when you're doing a show, I guess you need it to dry you out, but it's very bad on your lipids. B. Torres, you're 260. How's you get enough protein and carbs? If you lost all that weight, you should be able to bench more than that. You can message me, and I'll do a little consultation with you, whatever, free of charge. I can maybe give you some pointers. All right, Joe. Chuck E. Cheese Ranch. No, I mean, DECA only, I don't know. Like I said, you could use tests, just lower dosages, and you could try over-the-counter stuff like DIM and calcium deglucarate. Maybe that'll work. Tried a lot of things for cholesterol. It's niacin, high dosages, the kind that flushes you, could help. Plant sterols, citrus bergamot, but at the end of the day, it wasn't my diet. I was doing tons of cardio. It was the compounds I was taking. Typical breakfast, carton of egg whites from Costco. That's 50 grams of protein, 1 whole free-range egg. Either do steel cut oats, a half cup. If I'm doing legs, I do a couple red potatoes, steel cut oats, and 2 slices of Ezekiel bread. And I've been throwing like raspberries or blueberries in the oatmeal lately. So that's typical off-season breakfast. Sometimes I make protein waffles with like the Kodiak cakes, and I'll throw protein in. Yeah, Tony Huge, he's got a good channel going. Cats are doing well. I could whip Jason into shape. Who's Bessie Maybrock? My cat scratches or pulls. There's tape you can get at PetSmart to put on like the edges of your couch and recliner, and it deters them from scratching. It's cheap, but Bootsy's good. She doesn't scratch up my shit. And I don't care anyway. You ain't going to take it with you to the afterlife, couch. Pumps went from asexual to liking females. They should offer me a contract. I think I'm fairly athletic for 40 years old. Highest test dosage I ever took was 2,000 milligrams a week. No STDs for me, thankfully. Haven't hit the numbers Lenny did on the street, so. If you take a shit and it hurts but feels good at the same time, does it make you gay? No, you're relieving yourself. Now, if you go to the proctologist and he sticks his finger up your you-know-what and it feels good, then I'll question things. I haven't heard the new Slipknot, but I was very impressed with Mushroom Head at the concert last month. They were the highlight of the night with Insane Clown Posse. Highest test I've heard of someone taking. I know there's been plenty of guys that take more than 2 grams. Claude Gruel, Tommy, he's a fellow Canadian, French Canadian. I consulted with him, and Lenny and I compiled some questions we asked him after our first show. Pros, even back then, were taking a hell of a lot of stuff, way more than I ever did. Lenny, we both did about 2 grams a week, and 100. He was doing more Anadrol. I was doing 100 milligrams. I don't remember what else we took, but as far as tests, that was the highest per week. I don't know. According to Dorian Yates, he really saw great results when he met up with Dan Duchesne, and Dan Duchesne said, "You got to up your dosages on everything," and he said it just skyrocketed. So, but I didn't notice any more improvements from 2 grams over 1 gram. My first encounter with Jason, of course, in Publix. Where else? He ran up to me in one of the aisles and said, "What do you think I'll rip up to? I'm 220 now." There's probably plenty of 10-10-10s in California. Lenny and I met when I was 17. I was a senior in high school at Bally's Scandinavia in Boca. He was training with Mike Titz and John Lizzo. And I saw him doing the neck harness. I'll never forget. He had these big glasses. He looked like a pedophile. And we spoke. And then a couple years later at the World Gym in Boynton Beach, I saw him again, and he was sneering at me. He didn't like the looks of me because I had the chain wallet because I was into heavy metal and concerts. And then like a year later, we saw at Delray World Gym. We started training together. So going back to 1999, 2000. I don't know, Lenny's out and about, socializing, doing cookie-cutter things. I think I could get Jason in shape. I'd rule him with an iron fist. People should invest money, get me, if the finances were good, I'd live with him. Guarantee I'd get that kid in shape. There would be no screwing around. He'd eat only what I bought. I'd have surveillance on him. What would Jesus do? Good. I'm glad I'm inspiring to you. If you look great, stay natural until your test levels decline in your late 30s, early 40s. Hell, I mean, unless you want to go to those upper levels. If you compete now in the NPC and can hang with guys that are taking stuff, then keep doing it. If not, and you want to, move on to the next level, then maybe look into taking stuff. Yeah, me and Lou are cool. I haven't spoken to him in a while, just through Instagram. But like I said, the optics of it were bad that I, canceled going down there. He helped me a lot, but at the end of the day, here we are 5 weeks later. I mean, it's just, in the grand scheme of things, it's still, everything's right in front of me if I want to do a national show. So, Clarence Kennedy, no, I don't know who that is. Anadrol, yeah, if you take within reason the dosages, you can get great results. It's liver toxic. I think it's one of the few drugs linked to liver cancer with overuse, and, you know, I'm 5'7", 5'8". UFOs, I don't know. All these people claim to see them. When I was a Christian, I would have told you demonic activity, but I don't know. My YouTube channel's the same, Stray Strength 650. Nick, how's it going? Call out Lenny for being a cookie cutter. Rich Piana's Last Scoop? No, who's that? Never heard of her. I'd rule Genova with iron piss. First cycle I did, I was 17 years old in high school. There was a big guy from Venezuela and another guy from Puerto Rico. They used to bounce at Moscow's in West Palm back when bouncers looked like bouncers, like 300 pounds, powerlifters, bodybuilders, and he sold me big 50cc vial of Ganabol, which is equipoise and Winstrol. I didn't know the hell. I didn't know my ass from my elbow, but I just took it. He's like, eat, my friend, eat, grow, grow. I put on 25 pounds in high school. My bench went from 275 to 365 as a senior. So I took Jews from 96 to 2006, which was when I did the Florida State, and then laid off. Kind of did some tests, TRT, 09, 2010, and then from 2012 to 2018, I was clean. Yeah, I was thinking about contacting Dale maybe this weekend or coming up if I can get up there and train with him. Would I wash Jason's piss-stained underwear? Steffi Cohen. I don't know what cycle she's running. She's very, very strong. How many grams of protein are in maggots? Well, you might be able to get it prescribed, Big Willie. Get your levels checked. I don't know how old you are. Maybe your doctor will prescribe TRT like Mailman Brad. But I always just met organically, people in the gym. Just, it's a circle of people that are into it, and you meet and you talk, and that's how I went about getting it. Vetabutt has a place as a rec drug to break out of that social anxiety. But the downside is for me, if I take a large dose, I feel good the day I take it. The day after, the third day, I'm very, not depressed, but apathetic. $75 for 6 weeks or $100 for 8 weeks if you want. Like, mainly people have been asking for meal plans, and so what I do is give you like a base diet, and I check in with you periodically, and we'll make adjustments as needed. So I think that's the best way to go about it. Jason, yeah, he's delusional. He probably does think he's the best bodybuilder on the planet. I hear you, Nick. It could always be better, but could be worse too, right? No, I've added more volume to 3 working sets. Lenny and I, for the longest time, did 2 working sets, but I've been watching Dusty Hanshaw has been doing Dante Trudell's training like dog crap. So if you do the 2 working sets, you got to have a partner to get like force reps and negatives. Drop sets is just much easier. If you do it on your own, it's really hard to go to failure on that second set. I think Lenny has that. People have mentioned it. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's a medical term, ASCITES, ascites, where he may need to get his stomach drained. Where's Dale? I don't know. I think he's mad at me for my Larry the Cable Guy reference. I don't know what Dale does for work, actually. Rob Zilla looks pretty strong, yeah. If he sticks, that's why I told him, just keep at it. You were born in 1996, Reagan? Jeez, I feel old now. I was juicing in 96 at 17. What do you think of that, Reagan? No, I don't think I'll do that show. I don't think I'll ever bench 650. I actually got up to about 300 natural bench press in high school, and then I took the Ganabol and Winstrol. So that goes to show you two of the more anabolic drugs that for a 17-year-old what they did for me. Bench went up 65, 70 pounds. No women's feet down my throat. I'm not into that. Recovered after a 10-year cycle without full-time. Yeah, 2012 to 2018, nothing. Trained regularly. You saw me in the video with Jason. I mean, it was like 220 last year when I went down there. Before Memorial Day, I was clean. You know, I was able to hit 315 for 4 in the incline, but so things started popping 8 weeks into the show prep where muscles came back and looked full again. It's still a good accomplishment for Larry Wheels to bench. He's super strong, but like I said, it's a shame I didn't have a cameraman and YouTube back in my heyday when I was lifting in the gym. It was just, you know, am I the strongest person on earth? No, but there was shit in the gym that I was doing it. To this day, maybe a handful of guys have done. Jeez. That's pretty good, Lord Retard. See, that's a pretty good jump from just TRT dosages. Are you going to die from staying on test your whole life? No, your body produces test. If you probably do a TRT dose forever once you reach a certain age. Turn that shit off. Recreating drug preference. I don't do any recreational drugs. This is the first time I've taken Phenibut, which is still legal. It's a supplement. It's a nootropic. I don't drink. I don't smoke pot. I'm just not into it anymore. I would do GHB if I had it, but even then it's like the price of it and so hard to get, so it's just not even worth it. Who's Misfit Jessica? Kratom, according to my Fitbit, I don't get good deep or REM sleep when I take it, so I don't like to use it. She's doing good. Misha, she came to visit me for Memorial Day. How do you deal with not getting laid? It's almost been a year. I'm not going to lie, I looked at pornography, but as I got older, that became less and less. I don't know, I mean, find things to do. Idle time is the devil's playground. You know, when I did that show, 16 weeks, that's all I thought about was eat, sleep, train, work. I mean, long-distance relationship helped, but it's just focus your energy on something, a goal, and just go after it. That'll keep you, you know, from the idle depression and loneliness. And then I don't know what your faith is if you're a Christian, of course, reading, meditating, and all that. Tony Huge said the worst thing to happen when he OD'd on Kratom was he got a little nauseous, but I beg to differ. When it first came out, my brother gave me some, and I was here alone. I took a whopping dose of that Kratom. It was a couple years ago. I thought I was either going to die or have to be taken to the hospital. No, I didn't see Mendelssohn's shot at 1,003 bench. He might be able to do it. He's older than me, I think, but equipped, that bench shirt adds a lot. Brittany Dawn Fitness gives you the meal plan. Just needs drained. Oh, Dale's a welder. Yeah, I mean, I post here and there on Instagram, but the full length videos, it's tough to do it when you don't have a cameraman. If your pussy hurts, rub some dirt on it and get to the gym. Bayron Diaz is 700 pounds ripped. Rest between sets. It depends what you're going for. Strength. You want to wait 2 to 3 minutes, but guys like Branch Warren are going intense and they're not resting long, and a minute or less. I mean, unless you're really strength training a 3 to 5 rep range and singles and doubles, take a minute or less. Legs, yeah, if you're winded, take maybe a minute or two. Jay's live right now. Larry Wheels natural? I don't think so. Recommend split after doing legs Monday and chest Tuesday. I mean, you could do back Wednesday, take off Thursday, or take off Wednesday and do back Thursday. Or you do back Wednesday, take off Thursday, Friday you could do delts, maybe delts and bis or tris, or abs and calves, depending what you're doing. Yeah, look at me, what I was able to do with my stomach. I could vacuum in it now. So, but I don't know what it is, if it's insulin or growth or what he's done to it. But I think he could shrink his stomach. It's possible. I don't get headaches from Phenibut. Withdrawal headaches, I think Lenny gets them, but I haven't got that. Phenibut, yeah. If you take the right amount, it'll give you REM sleep. If not, I had the same problem as I did with the Kratom, where it was just light sleep. I've taken Valium and Ativan. I don't really care for it. I didn't leave my girl because there was something missing. No, I'd get a fresh mattress if I was going to live with Genova and train him. Yeah, Brad, he's just, he's got that negative attitude, I guess. Never done just steak and eggs. It's been a big part of my diet, though. Is a 405 bench natural, below 200 body weight realistic? Yeah, you can do it. Matt Porter just died, yeah. What's the snake diet? Dale's a cockhound. When I took too much Kratom, I felt it was awful. Nauseous, the room was spinning, and I was here alone. It was like late on a Saturday night. I was like, what the hell, when is this going to wear off? But I didn't throw up, and it just wore off after a couple hours. Yeah, Larry Wheels would do very well in strongman. Fuck, Mary, kill, Jane, Debbie DeAndrea. God, it's Jessica. I don't know who Jessica is. Debbie DeAndrea is the bodybuilder. Bang her. I don't know. I don't even want to answer that. The Great White Hope. Killed Jane, unfortunately. I don't know. It's like I said when they asked me on the podcast, because Brad was like joking, saying, "Oh, you go to the doctor, Andrew?" When I told him about my blood work. I mean, I don't know. He likes to lift. He really seems to be enjoying doing the series, so people want him to last longer, so he should get his health checked out, Lenny. That's my perspective on it. I'm not talking about being a hypochondriac. I mean, all these vaccinations like a flu shot if you're not in the hospital, just running out and getting it or running to the doctor, but basic lab work, to detect something that's preventable. We're living in an era of so much medical technology and medical advance, so take advantage of it is what I'm saying. Rep range, intensity for natural lifters. I would say you'd be perfect for like the 2 sets to failure. Lower volume. But recovery depends on the person. Just because you're natural, you may recover very well. So you just got to gauge it as you go. But I wouldn't do too much volume, ZMA, yeah. Zinc and magnesium, definitely important supplements. Cheap supplements, especially for men. I used Coke. After I won the '06 Floridas, I got into the party scene and got in a good bit of Coke. I'd go down to the Hard Rock Casino. I liked it, actually. The euphoria and, it was euphoria plus like an upper. But good thing I got out of there, because being as big as I was with high blood pressure, I wouldn't have lasted. I like cutting my steak up into strips and doing stir fry with like mushrooms, onions, peppers, and coconut oil. Or I'll marinate it in liquid aminos, which is basically soy sauce, some ginger, and just grill it. So those 2 ways, basically. Medium. No, I don't think I'm going to compete with Lenny and Dale. Larry Wheels, Bayron. I don't think he's natural. Saul. No, I never met Saul. Cardio, I was doing an hour in the morning fasting, and then the max around lifting time was I was doing 15 minutes before lifting and then 15 high intensity after. Yeah, where do you live, Nick? Come on, visit. Can you hear me? Blood pressure's good now. Blood pressure's like 110/70. My resting heart rate's 58. Misha. Misha's the only female in the mix. Can you hear me? Easy there, cheap USA. Best places to pin: upper outer glute, the side delt, upper outer thigh. Real piss flavor. No, I've never been to Canada. I want to visit my buddy Tommy. I've got a lot of Canadian contacts up there. Is the audio back? How many of you would be interested in some T-shirts? I got to look into making them here locally, so I could support local Greenville businesses. Tommy, what part of Canada are you in? Favorite WWF wrestler? The Warlord. Eddie Rowan. No, never seen Lenny knock anybody out. I did intermittent fasting a couple years ago along with the keto diet. I liked it. Gives your internal organs a break. Oh, you live in Jupiter, Beirut? I like the area. I like Jupiter, Florida. Go to Wendy's order. Me and Lenny used to go to Wendy's post-workout. Two triples with cheese, fries, and shakes after our weight gainer shakes. Any good bouncing stories? For another time. I've got a few. Dean Malenko. Of course, Lenny and I shared a chick. It's very true. Lake Placid, Florida, like the movie, Nick. Lake Placid, New York, where they had alligators. My heaviest body weight was 340. Chris Benoit, yeah, he was a good wrestler. I've known about the Delray Misfits for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years since they coined that name. Yeah, Lenny and I missed our calling as wrestlers. There's a lot of misfits in Canada. Canada, UK, Australia. Super Draw, yeah, I tried it. It worked pretty well. I felt like it was very harsh, very toxic. Slipknot, yep, excellent gym motivation. The vertical diet, it's good. It's just too limited. I mean, if you have those sort of intolerances to food, cut out all those foods. But if you tolerate broccoli well and avocados and things like that, and you like to eat them or whatever fruits, then I say don't like limit it. Don't, be so restrictive. You went from 332 to 300 in 3 months. Now you're having trouble. Could make some diet adjustments or cardio, change things up. You can break through that plateau. Pickup line when approaching women, I'd say, "Are you from Nashville? Because you're the only 10 I see." I know a guy that actually used that line on somebody. Jarrett Pearson wants to go live. Yeah, I got good results with 50 milligrams of Anadrol a day and 25 milligrams of D-ball, so you can. Dale, were you upset with the Larry the Cable Guy reference? Of course, it was just from the neck up. I don't think he's upset about it. All the memes that have been going around on poor Dale over the years. It was in my Instagram feed, and I said, God, he looks like Dale Chance. He's got the camouflage cut off. But on a serious note, Dale, I want to try and get up there and train. I don't know about legs. Still waiting to get in with this therapist around here to get my hip. She does the dry needling with stim. I want to get my hip looked at. But maybe back or chest up with Dale and Cornelius. Dale, you going to compete against Lenny? You going to talk him into doing that show? Get him out of Florida. He can come see me on the way up and compete in October. I'm sure somebody makes D-ball, whether it's underground. I don't know if the stop signs that me and Lenny used to get are around the Anabol from Thailand, or there was a white tablet with a triangle. It was from Romania. I don't know if those are around, but I'm sure you can get D-ball. Yeah, back. We'll do a good back day. No, the Palmetto changed the overall prize from a sword to an axe, which I was hoping I'd win, but I didn't. So, but I got a couple cool trophies. So, Dale, what do you do? The maniacs want to know what you do for a living. Nah, I wouldn't need a GoFundMe to go to North Carolina. It's only an hour away. Oh, you have that in common with Lenny, Dale. Lenny's from the steel city of Pittsburgh, and you work in a steel plant. I think that's why he gives you so much shit. He really likes you. He respects that about you. You're a blue-collar type. Nobody appreciates the blue-collar working man more than Lenny. So what would you guys like to see out of the Meow Man in the future if I do some YouTube videos? Any tans at the Chance Estates? Girls today and the 90s generation of girls. Hypergamy, look it up. It's run rampant with a lot of women where they're marrying up. You know, the ones that don't want to work want money, a lot of them. And then they don't want to do the housewife thing anymore, but they'll be a slave to some corporation. Those are the big differences. And then the rise of social media, Instagram, even YouTube, all the social media, and just the chronic 24/7 news cycle that's more prevalent now than the 90s affects their brains. So there's still some good women out there. My Misha, she's got the good Polish genetics. Dale, when are you going to start dieting for the Mid-Atlantic or whatever that show is? I don't know if I'm going to do the show in Pittsburgh. I said I was, now I'm like procrastinating. Pheromones, well, I don't know if it'll make the girls want to fuck you, but I think there's something to it. It's a primitive thing in us, I think, that they detect on it. And likewise, like girls, when they're ovulating, have a scent that attracts males, so... You're welcome, Bayron. I can't grow any hair, so I don't think I can grow a mullet. No. Girls don't always shake when they have orgasms. I've had different experiences with that. They're all different. Dale, the fans don't like the idea of growing a mullet. Steal Jay's truck and crash it. Glad you like it, Tommy. I'm here to inform and entertain and motivate and inspire the misfits of the world. Funny thing, though, people say steroids shrink your penis, which is false. They shrink your testicles if you don't run proper PCT. But I'll tell you what, when you get leaner, your penis looks bigger. So there's a tip for you. Butter shake recipe, yeah, that's a good one. Hello, Tom, another Canadian misfit from Montreal. Rob's got some strength, Dale. I don't know. I don't know how old he is. He was doing 315. Form's a little shoddy. Although I was never a big back bridge person when I bench, he needs to implement that. He needs to, plant his legs, arch his back, because he's going to have shoulder problems. That's one thing I learned. If you don't really retract your shoulder blades, benching heavier and heavier, you're going to have some rotator issues. But he's got some good raw strength. He needs to lay off the rec drugs. Lenny, does he do missionary or doggy? He doesn't like having sex. He likes to be dominated. You've seen the videos. Slice of strength, hello. No, I'm glad Lenny, maybe he sees a little meow man in young Rob and he can take him under his wing. "6'5", Rob? Is he that tall? I don't know. I mean, who knows what he's eating, if he's sleeping enough, he's out dancing, doing whatever. I wasn't doing that shit at his age. That's like Mike T was talking about in the Lenny video on YouTube. It's like anybody could take gear. I think a lot of people could do what I did. But it's all I cared about. I didn't have, wasn't chasing women at that age. I had no self-esteem. I just wanted to go train. I hablo poquito español, muy poquito. I took 3 years of Spanish in high school. That's true, Pedro de Spapato. If he has tall arm, he's taller, longer limbs, harder to bench. Not many tall guys who are big benchers. Mike Tits is strong, yeah. He used to rep 315 close grip. Mama La Pinga. No, but I make my girls smile. I'll go to Google Translate and think of nice things to say in Polish, like "kocham cię bardzo." I think that means I love you, and I'll like text her things I got off Google Translate in Polish. Bob 6'2". I'm Italian, yeah. My mom knows all the bad words in Italian. No, it's a blue. I like blue lights for some reason. At nighttime, I don't know what it is. Yeah, that's true. What was that the big Swedish guy's name? What the fuck? He didn't want to be seen in some of the early Genova videos. Victor, the golfer. He's a long putt specialist. He was pretty strong. He could bench over 400. He would do close grip. Kmart blue light special. I think Bootsy likes it. Victor, yeah, he was strong for a tall guy. Bill Kazmaier, pretty strong. Terry Sapinski, the warlord. But in most cases, it's shorter guys like me. Chris Confessori was 5'6". I think Ed Cohen's pretty short. Dale, request to come in live with me, buddy. The fans want to hear from you. I need to help people more, Tommy. I've been doing a lot for the cats. I thought about maybe, but I feel like a lot of those people take advantage. They'll go to the soup kitchen and then by night they're doing drugs and screwing around on the street. But there's some sincere people that need help, I'm sure. Hawk and Animal trained, I think, like a lot like me and Lenny trained. High intensity, heavy. help the kids. I should be like a big brother.
Hello.
How's it going?
Going pretty good. What's up, Misfits?
This is this is Mr. Diaz from Jupiter, Florida.
The big Collura took me under his wing.
Yeah, one of my first ever clients. Tell the people, you enjoying it so far, the feedback and everything.
Yes, I'll be benching 700 pounds soon.
Who's your favorite Misfit? Lenny, Andrew, Brad? Who is it?
Big Lenny for sure.
Why?
He's not a cookie cutter.
Yeah, you should go down. You're in Jupiter, far from them. You should head down there and train with them. 700 ripped. What education do I have? Just a high school diploma, Tom. I've done some online courses, um, indirect medical, like medical terminology. Um, that's about it. 3 personal training certifications. That's the extent of my education. I'm bringing in Chuck E. Cheese Chance, everybody. No, I don't drink liquor.
Meow man.
There he is, everybody.
What up?
You won a Pulitzer Prize for your coverage of the Palmetto from Big Lenny.
The best part is he hasn't even seen all the best footage. I got all the best footage on my camera. All the Wi-Fi signal didn't work.
Yeah, I was wondering why it was a little choppy. When are you going to unveil it? You got to bring it to somebody and get it sorted out.
Oh, yeah, I can do it. I just haven't just uploaded it yet. I will.
So you going to do that show in October?
Yeah. Yeah, we're 21 weeks out now. So
You going to start dieting?
I'll probably start around maybe hardcore dieting around July 1st, maybe. Trying to, I got to try and get everything because I got all these injuries. God almighty!
So you 100% recovered from all the surgeries?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the only thing I can't do, like, Cornelius don't want me squatting. He don't want me deadlifting to obviously keep my waist. We want to shrink my waist, keep my waist narrow, and try and, keep me somewhat decent. Because it's going to be interesting to see how I look after having, all those surgeries. It's going to be weird for me.
Yeah. You think Lenny's going to do it?
I hope he does. I mean, when I went on the podcast, he didn't really sound too enthusiastic. I mean, I know he wants to grow, but I'm like, if you're not doing the Ruby, this is a month from the Ruby. What do you want to do a show in November? I don't feel like going to Florida in November.
Yeah, it's still hot and humid.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should do it. He could stop up and see me on the way. Maybe I'll probably, I can go up there with you guys.
Yeah, that'd be great. Unicorn Cornelius is in here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Brad asked me what I thought of the chicken shakes, and I was like, I don't know, like the context why he drinks those. I mean,
well,
I'm sure
you
it
don't
stimulates.
you don't have to chew. So, I mean, the best thing is you just swallow your food, man. It's pretty amazing.
I don't know. Lenny would always tell me, Andrew, you can't do too many shakes. You need your body. You get the salivary enzymes when you chew and masticate your food. But I mean, if you're on the run, but I mean, I don't know. Is the protein content better than like whey or a mix of like whey and egg white protein? Does he think?
Yeah, I don't know. He's on here. I'll put it to you this way: if I looked like him, I would drink chicken shakes every day. That dude is freaking shredded.
Yeah, he's shredded. I mean, just for running TRT, yeah, he looks great. But it's more to it than chicken shakes. I mean, it's if you can tolerate them, and go for it.
He said, "Masturbate your food." Oh man. He said,
he needs to get back on the stage. He can clean up at the national level.
Oh my God, yes. He's not going to go on stage until he's 100% ready, though. That's Cornelius.
Yeah.
He ain't going to get third place. He's going to win overalls. So he's not third place winner like me. He's got to break me out of that cycle.
Cornelius, I bet you never tried one of Lenny's signature butter shakes now, have you? That was a staple in our diet.
I couldn't get that. A whole stick of butter in your protein shake? Ooh.
Well, that's when we were at our heaviest in the bench video when I did the 650. He worked at the hospital, so like he had no car, so I would drive him to the gym, pick him up. So in return, he'd make these shakes in these 32-ounce cups. It took forever to drink it, and you felt like you had a brick in your stomach. But hell, we put on a ton of weight. We would drink those, and like I was saying earlier, we go to Wendy's, get triple cheeseburgers.
God, man.
He put weight gainer, like back then it was like Twin Lab Gainer's Fuel, so 2,000 calories, a stick of butter. He put liquid whole eggs from the hospital. He put flaxseed oil, olive oil, peanut butter. It was just,
Yeah, he says he's never ate a stick of butter in a protein shake.
Hey, put a grass-fed stick of butter. There you go. Get all your omega-3s.
Somebody said, Dale, you think you can get ripped again? Yes. Why couldn't I get ripped again? Just because I flipped my car into a house, I'm not paralyzed. I'm not dead. Consistency. Consistency is the key, and I was not consistent. It took me a long time to get to where I was consistent getting back in the gym. Now I'm consistent getting back in the gym.
You don't believe in grass-fed, Cornelius?
He said grass-fed cow. He's retarded. Cornelius is a huge cookie cutter. Some of these trolls, man, they're hilarious. Mad cow disease butter. All right.
Cornelius will consistently get your money. That's it.
Yeah, the $5,000 I paid him. I can't believe how many people thought that was real. I would pay him $5,000 to train me. Man, if I paid him $5,000, every client paid him $5,000, he would have like 25 R8s instead of 2.
Cornelius, what's your thoughts on the unfortunate passing of Matt Porter? Did you know him personally?
Well, tell you another thing that's crazy about that is we were at the Arnold. Matt Porter was like 2 machines down from us training, and Cornelius was talking about and he knew him. We saw him at the Arnold a couple times, and then next thing you know, he's gone. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's tough. He actually wrote Lou's diet. He did a recomp diet for Lou. Lou was like a big fan of his. Said he was the most knowledgeable. He like eat